Okay, good morning, guys. My phone is cracked right over here. I'm probably going to need to go get another one eventually. Not yet. I'll just use a cracked phone. Why not? So, what do I want to talk about this morning? I am headed out the door. I didn't get home until late last night. One of my coworkers brought me home. He's a race car driver, and I'm just like, I don't know how fast you go, but could you not go too fast for me when you bring me home? I can get anxiety attacks sometimes just from the trauma of being in the car. And the forced abortion was not just at the doctor's office. It was in the car, right? I'm like literally sitting there being dilated, not in a medical facility, but in a car. So, that's something that had given me panic attacks before. The other night with Uber, I didn't say anything, but the guy's going down the highway, and I'm like, not completely frozen, but just like, oh my goodness, just praying about it. So, I am headed out now after a late night. I'm not quite awake to work again. Um, what do I want to talk about? I know what I want to talk about. I'm just thinking about how to put it. Relationships. Okay, relationships after your walk with God are extremely valuable. Extremely valuable. I'm someone who has a really huge love for those that have been closest to me, just a huge love. So I woke up this morning and I wanted to catch my guys before they went off to work, told them I love them, I miss them, what's up with their life, how's this going, how's work going. One of my sons was stressed, he said, so I'm like, what exactly is your stress? Just trying to help him out a little bit. Um, be there for your kids. Be there, right? Be there for your family. With my husband, there should have been, language to solve things like, hey, let's fix this because I want you in my life. I miss you. I just had a friend contact me and I didn't hear from them yesterday, and I'm like, I miss you. You know, don't be afraid to show affection to people. And I'm somebody, when I love someone, I love deeply, I love hard. I will go, like with my husband, to the ends of the earth. I do not mind a challenge. He is stuck with me for pretty much for life because we have kids together, and there is just, 33 years of marriage. You're not just going to get rid of someone so easy. There will be other stuff that pops up in life, that will be a part of us, whether it's those memory days that we had together, our anniversary, or whatever. So, when you love, love hard. Don't be afraid to love, even when people are rejecting you. Don't be afraid to love. So yesterday, I had a situation at work, and somebody made a comment, and I thought it was a mean girl comment. And so I came right up behind the person after I answered their question. They had a question for me, and I answered it, and I said, "Why? Why are you asking that?" Just in a nice way, and held her accountable. Like, why are you? You can ask me that, but I'm going to come up behind you and say, why did you ask that? And, I felt like the person kind of got out of it and was like, oh, I just was wondering. And I'm like, okay. And so, after that, they asked if I had ever gone to, college. And, oh, yeah, I've gone to college. I went to college, and I went to hairdressing school, and I homeschooled my kids, and I did this and that. Put someone in their place, too, right? If they're questioning, uh, something about you, put them in their place. Um, I am tough when it comes to business, and when it comes to conflict, I'm very tough because I want to solve things. I don't. I will come hard. Like, I came really hard at my husband on this social media because he needs to straighten out, right? Come hard at people if you need to. I did have a church that had said they were willing to help us too. And then they were like, well, we also need this form too. And I'm like, hey, that's on you. That's on you. You already gave your word. I expect you to keep your word, and you figure it out, basically. So don't be afraid. You know, when it comes to business, it's mostly principles, like keep your word, do what you say you're going to do, you know. I just got paid from my other job. I need to go check those hours and make sure they're right. I need to make sure too, I think there is in Colorado a law that you have to get paid for 3 days if you're sick. I need to look into that. I don't know if I got that. So when it comes to business, don't be afraid to be really a hard nose when it comes to that. But in your personal relationships, work at it. Work at being solution oriented. Be like, you know what? I wonder how to solve this. You know, how can we solve it? I think most people do want to solve things. It's just they don't know how. You know, they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to say something. They don't know how to invest. One of the books I read years ago, and I'm getting warm already, was we're on the second floor, so the heat rises. 5 love languages. I think I'm gonna, oh yeah, I can't put the fan on because it wobbles. Maintenance is supposed to come by. 5 love languages. Find out what your spouse's love language is, people around you. Some people it's time, some people it's money, like not like handing them money, but giving them gifts. You know, the other day I went over to the candy store and I love sweethearts. I threw some sweethearts on my kid's bed. Do like little things for your kids. Time, what was it? Time, gifts. Time is important. Time was very important to my husband. He also was very physical. So physical, you know, he always wanted to hug. Time, physical. Oh, serve. Serve is another one. I forget the other one. So everyone has, you know, like things that mean something extra special to them. So that book I would recommend. I think it's Gary Chapman. I will talk about more stuff with relationships. Be able to handle relationships, you know, when they come your way. If someone's just mistreating you, don't be afraid to call that out. So, my boss had asked for me to come in today. He wants to train me. This will be my 3rd day over there. And I had said, let me think about it, because I wanted to make sure, you know, I did think about things before I gave my word. And so I'm like, yeah, that works for me. And then I knew that he wanted to be the one to train me. And I'm thinking, make sure you get your training from him, because, you know, you have all these different people telling you what to do. Last night, someone told me to do something and they were wrong. You have different people training you. So if you get it right, you know, straight from the horse's mouth, so to say, you're going to get further at your work because you've got your boss training you. So that's what I got for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Now, if I can shut this off, this phone is broke, so yeah, hold on. Oh, it's cracked, so it doesn't want to shut off. Let me just shut off the phone.